Why it's important to filter your water.
Guys, welcome to this video. In this video we're going to do water filtration and how important it is to have it in your pack while you're going out.
Also about kind of why it's important to even consider before you go out, purely because water filtration comes into play and is an integral part of your kit that I think and I recommend everybody should get and have, purely because you might say be going out just for the day, only very local, not hiking out very far, in which case you can, it's okay and feasible to carry water in your pack with you. But for the more sort of long distance, more sort of out in the wilds trips, you perhaps also want to be looking on a map, looking on Google Maps, looking for places you can go that are going to be near a water source. Or say if you are just out on a trek, say out in the Lake District, you will come across a lot of rivers, streams, big lakes, things like that.
Yeah, and there's only so much water you can carry.
Yeah.
So at some point you're going to need to collect water from a natural source.
You're going to seriously need to consider weight in your pack. Okay. Now, if weight in your pack is an issue most of the time,
keep going.
Then having a filtration system like this in your pack is going to be mega important. So what we've already done is in our pack we have small sort of molly packs like this, that we've kind of repurposed and used for basically keeping all your water filtration stuff together. I don't know if you can see in there. We have our older sawyer filter, same as that one, it's just a bit of an old one. It's been used an awful lot, but it's there, still works if you need it in an emergency. It's just a little bit slow for the water to pass through because it's old. Yeah. But that is also useful, like I say, for keeping all your bits and bobs together in one pack, so you're not scrapping around in the bottom of your pack. Bags could get ripped and damaged, your filter could get broken. It's all together in one thing, you know exactly where it is. Now I've got 3 of these, water filtration written on it, just in case I have a bit of a brain fart day. I have one with cordage in, and I have one with all the small cooking bits and bobs in, the metal sporks, a little pot of salt, pepper, spices, oil, all those types of bits and bobs that you're going to need for cooking. So yeah, very, very useful idea to use. So moving on, Sawyer do these, okay, and these are like plastic bags, very heavy duty,
vacuum sealed bags,
heavily sealed bags, little screw cap top. This one's a 16-ounce bag, which is small, okay, and then they do a big 32-ounce bag. I've kind of filled them with air just so you can have a a good idea of sort of size difference.
But they do squeeze the air out of them. You can roll them up.
And this is how we store them in this pouch here.
You can put a lackey band around it.
An elastic band, yeah.
Can't speak again.
There we go.
And an elastic band around it, and then
yeah, we just keep them in there like that.
In there.
Okay. Now this itself is the actual filter inside here. It's like a ceramic filter. And when water passes through it, it filters out all things like cryptosporidia, all waterborne diseases, bacterias, all sorts of bits of soil, sand, muck.
General debris that's in the water, like soil and gravel and bits and.
We have been to
bugs.
An area that is heavily peaty in soil content, very, very dark, full of tannin in the soil, where we live near the Peak District, and the water that we have used on a regular basis usually runs quite brown, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
goes in brown, comes out the other side crystal clear.
Or it even filters out the tannin in the water.
In emergency situations, you could use these for standing water, i.e. lakes.
Stagnant water.
Even stagnant bad water you can use these.
You could drink out of a puddle in the high street and it would be clear, crystal clear water.
And all bacteria and bugs removed. You can have a straw and attach it to the end of there, which comes in the pack, but we don't use it, so don't carry it, where you can drink through that straw and directly through the filter into your mouth if you really wanted to as well. What we're going to basically do is, if you're wondering what this is, just before I move on, this is a massive syringe, okay, and before every use, or before every trip rather, you're supposed to, because obviously it's been in your pack, you've not been using it for say a few weeks, few months, you're supposed to do what's called backwash. Now you'll see on there an arrow that says flow. Now backwashing it just clears the ceramic filter out inside.
Clears the debris from
so you pop inside. Ooh, not quite like that, but you undo the bung on the end, okay, and you fill the syringe with water, okay, and then you go against the flow arrow, so going back the other way, okay, so against the direction of flow, and it just flushes through the filter. You see the water coming out that end, okay. Now we've already done that prior to this video, and when we did it, it was brown water coming out.
Yeah, and then it came out clear.
And then now it's running clear. Okay, so that's what that big syringe is for. We also carry that with us just in case that blocks up with kind of peaty water, because we don't really know the quality of the water. If it's really brown, it's really mucky.
If you use it in muddy water,
yeah, you're going to need to clear it out. Definitely. Right, so let's grab a bag out. Should we do the big one, yeah?
Yeah, can do.
Okay, so quite simple demonstration really. You kind of think look this up on Sawyer's website, but I just thought, you know, why not? Why shouldn't we do one? Right, okay, we swear by this, okay, we aren't endorsed by Sawyer, we're not sponsored by them, nothing like that. We just swear by Sawyer filters, because we have bought other filters, especially Chinese ones off Amazon, and they fail. They will fail on you while you are out, and that's when you need the water to boil, to cook your food, etc, etc, have a hot drink, you know, your pot noodle.
And if you're in a survival situation, you want your drinking water to be clean,
and you want to be able to rely on that filter.
On your gear, so.
And these are totally reliable. The other one we've had for 2.5, 3 years, and we literally have only just replaced this at the beginning of this year. So yeah, they last a long time. Right, okay, so if the bucket's going to be our water source for today, and it is unfortunately clear water.
I could just stick some dirt in it for you if you want.
We could grab a bit of mud if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I can do, yeah.
Yeah. Matt's going to grab some mud and chuck it in the water. Oh. Didn't grab a bottle, mate. 2 seconds while I go and grab a bottle to put the water into. We forgot.
Okay guys, we're back. Got a bottle and I've put some dirt in the water just to show you muddy water put through the filter.
Just show you.
Yeah. Go and fit the bottle in the thing.
You can see kind of how cloudy and dirty that water now is. Okay. You see that? So we're now gonna, this is your water source. Hopefully the water source you find is you know, running clear water.
Yeah, try and go for clear water. Don't just go straight for any old water source.
Yeah. And one little handy tip is, which obviously will help, when you do find your water source and you're camping nearby, you've got your hammock up, etc, and you're going to go do a water trip down to your water source, always have a good wander upstream, okay, if it's a river or a stream. Go upstream, I would say probably about half a mile if you can. Have a good wander up that stream and look for any dead carcasses in the water, because personally I don't think I would even like to risk it with the Sawyer if I found, say, like a rotten dead sheep in the water, because all that bacteria from that sheep is gonna flow downstream directly into your water source.
And
once you've done that and you've not found anything, then go for it. Personally, would be my
stay away from rivers and streams near farms as well, because most farms dump affluent and
you get effluent, you get
chemicals and all
chemicals.
sorts of stuff in the streams. So.
But pretty much when you're out in the wild, you're pretty much away from all that kind of stuff. Just check for dead animals. As long as there's none of those, you're good to go. Even if the water's brown and murky like this is.
Okay. So even if you're hiking or you're walking and you've literally just got a day pack with you, you could take one of these sawyer filters on a day trip.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Hiking across the Lake District, in the middle of nowhere, and you could literally just use it. Come across the stream,
It just saves the weight of having to carry 2.5-3 litres of water with you. So it's always handy to kind of leap really from water source to water source whenever you're doing kind of trips, which is something we always tend to do, and it always works out. Anyway, here we go. Right, so I'm just going to dunk this bag, fully submerge it in the water.
Right, so I've now filled the bag up. Wherever the camera is, there it is. Right, I've filled the bag up now, so we're going to put it on the filter and show you the water. Dirty, and I'm going to show you it
coming out the other end clean.
Coming out the end clean.
Okay, so when you're putting the bag on, it's got a thread on where the cap went. So you take that cap off, okay, fill it with the water. On the inside of there is a thread going that way with the flow. So you screw that onto the top. Is that going to be a show?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so we've screwed that on the top, okay.
There we go.
Take your bung off the end, and then put it upright, and you then squeeze the bag. That then forces the water through into your bottle, and from that muddy water, I think you can already see it's coming through that filter crystal clear like the water out of your tap at home. Okay, all that dirt will be captured in that ceramic filter, and the flow is quite good through that. Look, it doesn't take long to get that water out of the bag. Now what we tend to do is we tend to roll the bottom up like you would squeeze a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah,
it just helps to add with the pressure for forcing the water through. Now obviously the muddier your water, the slower your flow is going to get as the filter clogs up.
And the quicker the filter will clog up. So depending on the condition of your water, or the cleanliness of the water, the shorter the lifetime of your filter. So try and go for cleaner, clearer water if possible.
You can. If you can.
It'll extend the life of your filter. You don't want to overwork it for no reason.
But if you are out and you have no other choice, you go for whatever water source you can, and these will cover you. Cryptosporidia is one of the worst ones, and it even gets rid of that.
And if you're doing international trips, say if you're going to Asia places like that, there are rural places across the world that still have high levels of cholera in natural water sources. So you really don't want to get cholera or anything like that. Typhoid, waterborne diseases, they're vicious things. So
these are fantastic. Now you see how clear that is,
crystal.
And I will, if Matthew shows in a second and changes the camera angle. You just want to grab the camera?
Yeah, I'll grab the camera.
Now show how dirty that water is. From the water we took out and put in the bag, we ran then through the filter. Okay, that's absolutely pitch black dirty. That's just mud out the garden.
Look at
that. I hope there's no cat poo in there.
No, there isn't there.
But I should be okay. If I've got the trots over the next few days, I will do a recap and let you know. So I'm going to drink this water now. Okay. Absolutely fine. Doesn't taste bad. Just tastes like clear water out of the tap at home. I personally would risk it when you're out. Soil water filters, I think they're about what, £30? About 30-35 quid, something like that, from Amazon. This is called the Sawyer Mini.
Well, if you can see that, Sawyer Mini.
Nice and small, fits in your pack perfect, and you can get these different bags that come with it. Probably about £10 for 2 large bags, and that's these ones. Big bag, perfect. We swear by them. Go ahead, give them a look up on Amazon. Look at the reviews. Go on Sawyer's website and have a look on there. We recommend them. We've used them for years. Apart from, say, the first six to 8 months, we used to other Japanese cheap makes. They
all failed and didn't work properly.
Every single one failed. Every single one we struggled with when we were out in the field. These ones are simple, easy, no-brainer. So, enjoy when you're out in the field, guys. Sawyer filter every time.